The situation with HyunA has been getting gradually weirder, but with her latest comeback, fans started to point out that there might be something really messed up going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. In today's video, we're going to discuss what's happening with HyunA lately and why it's low-key alarming. Always underappreciated. When HyunA was signed under Cube Entertainment, she was the biggest artist the company had. But despite her bringing the biggest amount of money to the label, she was still underappreciated. If you're her fan, you know that she was kicked out of the company after she confirmed the dating news with her colleague Dawn. This story went down in the K-pop history books, but what followed made everyone believe that HyunA would finally find a place full of happiness and appreciation. On January 27th, 2019, HyunA and her now fiancé Dawn signed an exclusive contract with Psy's newly found agency P Nation. Psy's company seemed like a paradise for K-pop idols, as the agency was described as a place for artists to grow and explore their artistic abilities. With that being said, many people believe that HyunA would now get a chance to fully showcase her talents and also grow musically. She debuted as a very young teenage girl, and now she's 30, so it's only understandable that she wouldn't want to do the same old concepts over and over again. Everything looked promising, and HyunA made her highly anticipated comeback in November 2019 with the single Flower Shower. It's important to say that the comeback was definitely slightly different from the previous concept she tried out, but it was impossible to compare it to her biggest hits like Bubble Pop, Red, or Roll Deep. It still had the signature HyunA element, but it was lacking something. Then in January of 2021, she released a mini album titled I'm Not Cool, and it reminded people more of her Red era. But with this comeback in particular, she addressed a big issue, and it was one of the very few times of her openly talking about her struggles. HyunA revealed that I'm Not Cool is about her really not being that cool. She said that just because she looks put together on stage, it doesn't mean that it's really the case in real life. Basically, what she tried to say was that she's just a human who shouldn't be considered to be this high deity that's perfect all the time. On the mini album, there's also the song Good Girl, regarding which HyunA had this to say: I always try to be nice to myself before I go on stage, telling myself being true to yourself is not bad, HyunA. This song carries that message. Probably the most important song on the mini album is the song Show Window. HyunA revealed that the song is about the loneliness or feelings that are hidden behind her glamorous image. But now we're slowly getting to the disturbing part. The album I'm Not Cool was actually supposed to come out in 2020, a year prior to its actual release. What happened though was that HyunA felt extremely sick and needed to take care of her health. If you don't know, HyunA suffers from vasovagal syncope, which makes her extremely weak sometimes, and after certain triggers or exhaustion, she easily faints. Not only that, but she was also diagnosed with depression and panic disorder in the past, which definitely doesn't help with her vasovagal syncope syndrome. Fans were happy that HyunA took a break and tried to take care of herself. Not only that, but they also praised Psy for allowing her to rest and for not pushing her to overwork herself. Even Jessie openly supported HyunA and expressed on TV, HyunA is suffering from her illness, and if you're her real fan, you can give her some space and wait. But not everything is all rainbows and unicorns at P Nation. Internal conflicts. It's only understandable that there will be some tension between the CEO and the artist, as they both usually have different ideas of what they want to do. The CEO always looks at things from the business point of view, while the artist focuses more on the creative side of things. As we all know, on July 6th, P Nation announced that Jessie's contract with them ended and that she would be leaving the agency. This shocked many fans, especially because it seemed as if Jessie enjoyed being under Psy's company. However, this fueled rumors about alleged conflicts between her and Psy. On several occasions, Jessie expressed that it's very hard to work with Psy because they have very different ways of working and producing music. She even straight up said that they fought. What this led to was people speculating whether HyunA is also having fights with Psy because of her music as well. It seems like that might be the case. In 2020, HyunA appeared on Radio Star and shared that working with Psy is frustrating. She said, I really admire him and respect him, but it's not like I want to perform the same way he did. She continued saying that he always wants to change her choreography and do it differently. The hosts on the show joked around when they saw how irritated HyunA was just from talking about it, and so they told her to let it all out. She said, it's so frustrating. Now, all of this was very lighthearted, but people started to dig into it a bit more only now. The fact that HyunA and Psy fight was confirmed even by himself. When he appeared on TV, the host asked him whether he really fights a lot with Jessie, and he said that it's true, but that he also fights a lot with HyunA. According to Psy, the reason for these conflicts is very obvious. He said, I was praised as a singer for nearly 20 years, but then I became someone who helps others, and a friend was praised with my help. But before Psy's statement, HyunA shared in a radio interview that during her preparations for I'm not cool, they fought like crazy. She said, "We fought a lot. The CEO was there every time we practiced. Even though I told him that it's been 15 years since I made my debut, I felt a feeling that I hadn't felt since my first debut stage. I was thankful for that." From her words, it may appear that Psy is a bit overprotective of his artists and maybe just a tiny bit controlling. But you might be asking, okay, this seems all a bit so-so, but why are fans suddenly so angry with Psy? The issue lies in the recent comeback that HyunA made with her mini album Nabalera. The comeback was announced just a week before the actual release, and the promotions lasted only a couple of days. Obviously, this left fans angered because they've been waiting for HyunA for a very long time, and now they have to hear that they won't see her on stage again. But this could be potentially explained by HyunA's well-being. If she's struggling with her health, then long promotions would only hurt her more rather than make her feel better about herself. However, there's one bigger issue that people started to point out. HyunA has been active in the industry for more than 15 years now, and she has never put out a full album. All she ever releases are singles or EPs. You might think, well, okay, maybe she doesn't want to work on a full album. Well, you'd be wrong. Ever since HyunA joined P Nation, she promised her fans to come out with a full album and with more music. She expressed her desire to release a full album on numerous occasions, so it's not like she doesn't want to put out music. One might argue that it takes a long time to produce an album, and that's totally fair, but people would rather get one full album than 2 mini albums with pretty much the same generic songs. And this is what leads us to yet another issue fans have: possible downfall? When we previously reported on HyunA's recent comeback issues, many of her fans spoke out and shared more stuff that people are angry about. For example, another complaint that a lot of HyunA fans have is her music quality has gone down. One good thing about Q was that they gave her decent songs. I personally feel like her songs are not as good as they should be. However, if this is the direction she wants to take her sound, then I will support her regardless. This is something that is hard to judge, as we have no way of knowing whether the songs HyunA is getting are really the songs she wants to do or not. From Jessie's experience, we know that Psy pushed Jessie to have What Type of X as a single, although Jessie didn't think the song fits her vibe. So there is a possibility that HyunA's lead singles are not the ones she really wants to promote. In the case of the mini album Nabalera, there's a song called Bad Dog, and it sounds 10 times better than the actual main track, plus the lyrics make more sense than the lead single. One fan also wrote, "HyunA deserves so much better. Her comebacks have been underwhelming ever since she joined P Nation. They only highlight one side, which is the crazy rebellious side, which I love about HyunA, but I believe there's so much to her than just that, and the lyrics made zero sense, just a catchy rhythm with empty repetitive words and heavy production. Felt like a quick money grab." As you can see, the situation is very messy, and all that fans want for HyunA is to be happy, to produce music that she likes, and to have potentially more promotions and activities that would showcase her true colors. The best way to end this video is with what HyunA herself has said about her comebacks. She said, "I always want to bring something new. I want to test my limits. Since the stage is where I most like and enjoy being, I want to be the bad kid, at least on stage. And I think it's time to let her explore her music more." Share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye guys!